2007, he was very calm cricketer. When you took the captaincy, you become a bit aggressive. I can remember fighting Tunis Khan behind the wickets. Is there any special reason? And how is the Kohli? Is he a good man or he's a bad man? Because I think
Okay, let's start with the first question.
Let's start with the first question. No, I didn't become especially aggressive after I took over the captaincy. And that incident with Yunis Khan, I don't think anyone really knew what was said. There was a couple of writers in the media, I think Elmo Rodriguez was one, who tried to assume what was said and what I said and what Yunis Khan said, and they tried to make up their minds about it. And I think they were all completely wrong because I remember that incident, especially because of the tight game. I think we'd won the first 3 ODIs. We've changed the team to try and have a different team for the next 2, because even if we lost, it was a case of trying out as many people as we could. And we appealed for a call behind, which I thought was out. And Yunis turned around to me and said, "Oh, that's not out. Why do you appeal?" And I said, "Listen, the umpire's there. Let him do the job. If he says you're not out, you're not out." And that was really the end of it. That was all that was said, because Yunis and I and most of the Pakistan team and us, we get on really well. That was all that was said. And the next day, there's quite a large, hue and cry made about it in the press. But that's the way it is. So there was no special aggressiveness, especially in the Yunis Khan incident. I've been involved in much worse than that.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, we know. But I mean, the question, of course, was the fact that when you started off, I think that you were a bit of a calm and collective cricketer, but you move on to an aggressive.
No, I don't think so. I think people misread expressions and body language. I always believe that each decision must be taken very rationally. Whether you look calm or not on the outside, you've got to be calm on the inside. And that's always how I've taken my decisions. And it's never been a case of impulse or emotion. And that's one thing I've really strived to do right throughout, not just while captain, but in anything. And then about Kohli.
Great catch from that man. 39 of 34. Won't give pace, and rightly so. Get a half century. And look at Virat Kohli. He knows the importance.
I think that was where the match really turned, and this is good to see too. It's good spirit.
Well, yeah, firstly, congratulations to the Sri Lankan team, especially Mahela and Sangha, their last T20 game, and I think Darren was right. The God was indeed smiling on them, but all in all, a great performance from them.
Well, there you have it. Now, that is something that everybody saw, and that is something that only the both of you knew actually what was going on.
Like the Yunis Khan incident.
But, yeah, I mean, what went on? I mean, we had a chat about this on radio, and, I mean, you told me exactly what it was. Some would have caught it, some wouldn't have. But, like the caller said, the chat was a bit aggressive, Kumar. What was going on?
But it's not aggressive at all, actually.
Really?
Virat is a person who uses emotion to his advantage. I think he uses every possible incident, event to try and pump himself up to do well on the cricket field. And I think that's how he really capitalizes on his ability. And a lot of the commentators said, if you want to know the state of the game, look at Virat's face.
Right.
But I also think that he's I don't know, one of the finest batsmen I have seen in my years. And for someone that young to be able to do and continue to do what he does, I think it's pretty special. Also, if you notice in the final, he was the first one to come and congratulate me for getting my 50. And by that time, he probably knew the game was up.
Right.
And the fact that such an aggressive figure immediately scored the 50, came up and said, well played. Well, congratulations, well done. After the game, he came again and said, well done, you guys deserve to win. You guys played really well. And I told him that it was a great pleasure watching him bat, not just in the tournament, but since he started. And I told him that I believed that he was going to do something very special as a batsman when it came to records. And that was the gist of the conversation. And I think he will. He will go on to do probably break a lot of records that we probably thought was impossible up to now. And this guy's got the ability to do that.
He certainly has. I mean, I think he's someone who can actually walk the walk and talk the talk.
And talk the talk, yes,
Yeah.
one of the few.
I know, one of the few, that's right. Okay, obviously we've got the questions coming in, and our audience members in the studio right now. If any one of you actually want to ask a question, by all means, we have two beautiful ladies who are walking around taking your questions. But also on the subject of a beautiful lady, we've got your beautiful wife in the studio right now. Ihali's in the studio, so of course she's here. And she's been with you right throughout, hasn't she? Most of your tours and so on and so forth. You've got two gorgeous kids, you've got a wonderful family. And what is the role that Ihali's actually played in your life? Because for you to, which I completely understand, you need the commitment of your family for you to succeed in anything that you want.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you have issues at home, I think they kind of spill over onto the field. And we've been together now almost 20 years. So it's a long time. And we just celebrated 11 years of being married as well on the 21st of April. And it's tough. I think it's tougher for the family than the cricketer, because you travel, you have your team with you all the time, you're always playing. But life gets a bit tough at home. Kids, you've got to, run the house, make sure that everything goes on fine. But I've also tried to take them, on almost every tour that I've been to. And that's been really good, because we've started to, especially in the last, 10 years to 8 years or so, we've really encouraged the cricketers to take their families, the children with them. It's not an easy thing to do, it's quite an expensive thing. But at the same time, I think it's a necessary thing for cricketers, because you have a bad day on the field, you come back to your hotel room, and rather than moping and watching TV, you can play with your kids, you can, you have your wife there, you can go for dinner.
Take your mind away from
Take your mind away from the cricket. And that's really important.
Right.
And I think it's, in Ihali's case, it's been a huge support role for me, but at the same time also a very equal partnership. She reads people very well, so she's kept me out of trouble in a lot of ways. In various ways. She has this ability to meet someone, and then if we are thinking of doing something together, like a business venture or something like that, or even to do with cricket, even endorsements, whatever. She has a feeling about certain things, and she's very vocal when it comes to what she believes in and what is right. So that's been a huge support role for me, and a necessary thing for me. And it's the same with the kids. She's done all the hard work in raising them up to now, and it's been. I think I've been very lucky in that. At the start of my life, with my family, my parents and my siblings, and then with Ihali and my kids.
Okay, well, we got a very interesting question based on that. A fan question. Let's find out what it is and take a look at it quickly.
Hi, I'm Nirukshi. Sangha, I want to congratulate you on helping us bring the World Cup back home. I think our country needs people like you, especially the children, to look up to you as a humanitarian and a great speaker. I knew your wife as a little girl. She used to attend my daughter's birthday parties. Tell me about your love life. Still going strong?
Okay, so she knew Ihali as a little girl, so it's an open-ended question. Tell me about your love story. Is it still going strong?
Yes, hopefully, yes. I'm not the only one. It's a two-way question, so you must ask her.
Yeah, unfortunately, she's not mic'd up, so we're not going to talk to her.
Yeah, but it's like I said, I've spent more time with Ihali than I have with even my family, because I've was 17 when I met Yahali, and then I'll be 37. So it's like I said, 20 years. It's a long time, but it's been a fantastic journey. A lot of things have happened to us. A lot of it good. We've had our difficulties along the way. You fight, you argue. It's, natural.
Which is understandable.
Which I think you need as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And we have very different tastes in music and things like that. When you start off at a young age, you always think, oh, you must have so much in common.
We know your taste in music, Kumar. It's absolutely obscure. Yahali's more civilized, I have to say.
Yeah, so even in movies, whatever, I remember she used to drag me off on tour to see horrible movies. And but I think that kind of different interest also has been really good for us. And the kids as well, they keep us occupied 24/7. Well, her more than I, because I'm away sometimes.
Right.
But like I said, I think we've both been very blessed and very lucky to have the life we have the friends we have, and the families we have.
Wonderful. Obviously, we've got lots more to talk about. I'm going to quickly cross over to Kavindya. She's in the studio right now. She's got a question from the audience. Hi, Kavindya.
Hi, Shaq. Thank you. And we have a very enthusiastic audience, but we decided to take the most enthusiastic fangirl by far. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Chanel.
And you were very excited when Sangha walked in. She started shrieking and screaming. What is your question?
Yeah, just a simple question. Sangha, where do you see yourself in a cricketing capacity in future? A role of a commentator, a coach?
Hi, Chanel. I don't think I can coach. I think if I try to coach, I think either the student I'm coaching or one of us will kill the other.
Why do you say that? Why? Because you don't have the patience?
No, I do have the patience. I don't think they'll have the patience to listen to me, because see, my entire technique, the way I play, it's kind of something that I've developed by
On
trial
your
and
own.
error over the years.
Right.
So I've fiddled with a lot of things. A lot of people have told me not to even try to change, but I've changed them. My father, who's coached me since I was very young, always insists on change. Change is good. So you've got to be able to change your batting as the years go by. A lot of people bat the same way they did since they started. So for me to try and tell a budding cricketer all the little changes I've made, it'll drive them mad. But I know that that's not for them, that's for me. Coaching is a lot about man management. You can try and talk a lot about technique, but the real thing is to make sure that everyone's got different technique, is to make sure that these kids grow up to be mentally strong and able to use the technique, the talent they have to try and perform and score runs. That's the final thing about technique. It helps you to score runs. If you don't score runs, you can have perfect technique, forget about playing cricket. In a cricketing capacity, I don't know. I'll have to find a real job in a year and a half's time. Hopefully I'll be able to play a bit of county cricket. Commentary, I've done a couple of commentary stints. It's not as interesting as people think. You do a lot of nothing. Backstage you just drink tea, eat biscuits and cake, and wait until your next time slot comes up. And then you try and become perfect in the commentary box and forget that you ever played cricket or made the mistakes that you see happen on the field. Because if you take a lot of commentators, it's as if they've never missed a catch, never scored a duck, never misfielded. So it's an interesting thing, but I don't know. I haven't really gone deeply into what I'll be doing cricket-wise in 2 or 3 years. I just want to try and enjoy my last year or so in cricket and do the best I can. So let's wait and see.
Okay, we're going to actually find out more on that one. And also I want to find out how you would obviously sit at home and watch these commentators. Now you like cringing and say, no, you can't say that. We don't think like that. We're going to actually get into that one. Going to have a quick chat with Rai. Rai, I think you have another member in the audience with a question.
Not just yet, but tea, biscuits and cake doesn't sound so bad to me.
It doesn't.
So it doesn't sound so bad, with all due respect. But we have an exciting show for everyone. Obviously, we've got the champion in the studio, but we have lots of other performances coming up as well. We've got a couple of years back, there was this amazing song that came out. If you're a fan of cricket songs are definitely a part and parcel of your life. We've got Natasha and Aslan, and of course our very own Sheikh coming back.
Now here we go.
Come on, people, put your hands together.
All right, let's get this party started, shall we? Come on. We're one and the same, and we can do it right here. When there are no lights, together we go higher. Yes, this is the time, 'cause tomorrow will define just who we are, just who we are. Down in the dust, so if we're in the deepest waters, together we rise and show them we're the strongest. Yes, this is the time, 'cause tomorrow will define just who we are, just who we are.
When they hit it hard,
We hit it harder,
when they play low,
play longer,
when they go up higher,
go higher.
when they play tough,
Play tougher,
when they play strong.
play stronger. Together we can do whatever.
Sing
Now
it.
here we go. Oh, oh, oh. Now here we go. Oh, oh, oh. We're lions go. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh.
A huge thank you to Natasha, Shay and Aslan for an amazing and thrilling performance. Our audience was on their toes, and thank you so much. And as I said before, we have a super enthusiastic, super excited audience who are ready to hear what their thoughts are about being in the same studio with their superhero. How does it feel like?
It's fantastic. I mean, it's such a nice experience to be able to watch Sangha and Shaq live, you know. So first time I'm seeing Sangha live, so it's great.
So tell us, where were you during the time of the finals? How was it like? Who were you with? What was your reaction?
Well, I was at home while my brother and my friends were all outside, watching from outside. And it was, I can't describe the feeling because we just kept silent and